Am I the asshole for telling my wife nobody cares about her small business?
I'm gonna tell you right now, yeah.
My wife, 27-year-old female, owns an Etsy shop where she sells handmade jewelry. She has some real talent, and the jewelry she sells is genuinely very nice and high quality. She gets a surprising amount of sales on there too, and she has great reviews. The issue is that everywhere we go, every conversation she has, she slips in something about her shop and tries to promote it. Talking to a friend, she'll casually mention a big sale she made or a custom order she got, and not very subtly mention that she'd give her friend a coupon or something. Talking to our waiter, she'll mention that she has a pair of earrings on her shop that would complement her eyes. Talking to someone online, she'll somehow manage to say, as the owner of a small business, she literally cannot have a conversation anywhere with anyone without trying to sell them her jewelry. The other day was a family member's birthday, and they were having a decently sized get together with just other family members and a few close friends. I went with my wife, and she's a pretty social person, even outside of promoting her shop, so she was quickly making conversation with my family. Of course, not even 5 minutes later, she was showing someone the bracelet that she had on, that she made, and mentioning that she sells them, and was talking about how since they were family, she would happily give them a 25% discount. She probably had that exact same conversation with at least 5 people during the 2 hours that we were there. As soon as we left, I spoke to her and said she needs to quit doing that. I told her if people were actually interested, they would ask her about her store, but not every single person she talks to wants or needs to hear about her art. She got upset and said that she just wants to spread her product and doesn't see what she's doing wrong, and hasn't even spoke to me much since. I feel like I'm the a-hole since I will admit I had a pretty harsh tone, and I could have been a lot nicer during that conversation. Plus, I get that she's just trying to sell her products, even if it gets obnoxious. Am I the a-hole?
Yes. 1,000%
Really?
yes. 1,000% yes. I do, because I think that number one, this is something that your wife is clearly passionate about. This is not just I got some makeup over here, and
Yeah.
you know,
Some Avon or something.
yeah, some Avon. No, she is clear, because she is, when you are making jewelry or when you are making something, a craft by your hands, that is something that is love. Like, this is something that I'm completely passionate about. So even outside of the financial attribute, she is actually passionate. She loves what she's doing. She is making the world a more beautiful place. And
Fair enough, but does that need to, do I want to hear about your job every single time, in every
it's
conversation?
not your job.
It is. It's your source of income.
It can be.
It is.
But I'm just saying, like, are you benefiting from it?
I don't know. And so that's kind of one thing that I had by the end of the story. What is her contribution to the household? Is this money that she's bringing in a majority of y'all's money? Is she taking care of the major bills?
I don't know, because
If not, if this is a hobby for her and this is her play money, that's annoying.
I'm again. So it goes back still to, it's her creativity.
Yeah, but everywhere we go, so whenever you meet with somebody, do you want them to be trying to sell you something?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
But if I hadn't heard that you sell whatever this is
The first time, but he's saying that, and this is everybody that she interacts with is not affected by it, but he is. If you were dating somebody and they sold cars, how fast would you be annoyed if every single time y'all went somewhere, he's trying to sell somebody a car?
Well, okay, so this is what I thought about when you were reading the story. So I can remember my first husband, right as we were engaged and getting married, decided that he was going to become a preacher. I don't want to say decided. Maybe that's an ugly term to say. But anywho, he became a preacher. I'm still in my early to mid 20s, and I'm still a hot girl, like a real hot girl. And everywhere we went, like, we go out to dinner with new people. We could just meet people. We're in a new couple group or whatever. Everybody within 5 minutes of meeting him knew about his orphan background. He had a physical or a sick disability, and he's a preacher. Within 5 minutes, you know all these 3 things about him, and I found it to be annoying. I did. I felt that
So then you should be able to understand where this.
Yeah, but it was well, I guess so. So maybe, but I still think he's the asshole.
Maybe he could have approached it better.
Maybe so, because I mean, I didn't approach it, on my first one. I didn't approach it because I was like, because that's what he does. That this is the reason that I was annoyed was because I felt like for him it was more of like, give me a sympathy type deal.
Okay.
And so it was like, everybody doesn't need to feel sorry for you. I get the, now if you just came out and said, well, you might want to come hear me preach Sunday, or I would love to see you at church, I probably wouldn't have been as annoyed. But within 5 minutes, everybody knows that you're an orphan. You've got this
disability.
This disability, this condition, and you're a preacher also. So God is getting you through this. Like, within 5 minutes.
Yeah, you felt like it was some type of manipulation there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's fair enough.
But for her, I just feel like when I make something, whatever it is, if I'm writing books, I remember when I wrote that poem for the newspaper that time. It's the school newspaper of the college I was going to, and the college was literally like this big.
But it made you feel good.
It made me feel good, and I swiped so many copies. I still have a copy of that. Of that, and I would, hey, y'all want to read my poem? I think I read the poem in church, and the poem was, I'm not a lesbian, but I understand.
Lord. Okay.
So
we got to wrap it up because we're running out of time. So for that last one, you think he's the a-hole.
I do.
I'm still going to say not the a-hole. I feel like I totally understand why he's annoyed by that. But with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned into the Shantae Show, HTX.